Many individuals hold the belief that being in a relationship is invariably preferable, regardless of age. However, for some over the age of 60, remaining single may indeed be the more prudent and beneficial option. This notion may come as a surprise, especially considering the lifelong messages we've received about love being the cornerstone of happiness, the expectation to age alongside a partner, and the idea that companionship signifies a truly fulfilling existence. Yet, the reality is that this is not universally applicable. In fact, for numerous older adults, being in a relationship can introduce more stress, financial burdens, and emotional fatigue than genuine happiness. In a world rife with societal expectations, many individuals find themselves reluctant to consider that remaining single could be the most fulfilling choice for them. Pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever felt the weight of pressure to enter a relationship simply because it aligns with societal norms? Have you ever feared that being single in your 60s, 70s, or beyond equates to a life of loneliness? If so, you are certainly not alone. Yet, the reality is that being single does not inherently lead to loneliness. It does not signify a lack of happiness. In fact, for numerous older adults, choosing to remain single opens the door to a life rich with possibilities and personal fulfillment. In this video, we will delve into 5 compelling reasons why embracing singlehood after 60 could be the most rewarding decision for you. Let me clarify, this isn't a critique of relationships. Love can indeed be a beautiful experience, and for many, having a partner later in life is a wonderful journey. However, it's essential to recognize that this path isn't suited for everyone, and that's perfectly acceptable. The aim here is to illuminate the possibilities that come with being single, showcasing how it can be a powerful, fulfilling, and even liberating experience, particularly if it signifies embracing a life filled with greater tranquility, enhanced financial stability, and deeper personal fulfillment. If you've ever found yourself pondering the authenticity of a relationship or felt the weight of societal expectations urging you to commit, then continue reading, for this may transform your perspective on the future. When we contemplate relationships, our thoughts often gravitate towards love, companionship, and emotional bonds. However, one of the most significant yet underdiscussed elements of being in a relationship, particularly as we age, is the financial aspect. Here lies the stark reality after. Combining finances with a partner can often be a precarious endeavor, particularly for those over 60. For many, it may usher in stress, financial setbacks, and even a sense of regret. Let's delve into the reasons why remaining single might be the more prudent financial path for many in this age group. Income sources tend to dwindle. You might rely on a pension, social security, retirement savings, or investments. The era of actively amassing wealth through full-time employment is frequently a thing of the past. Consequently, every financial choice you make carries significant weight, unlike in earlier years. In your younger years, the luxury of time to recover from poor investments, unforeseen expenses, or financial blunders was often taken for granted. Now, as you navigate the complexities of entering a relationship later in life, the stakes are higher. You may find yourself merging expenses, combining assets, or making significant financial sacrifices. Your partner might come with their own debts, financial obligations, or unexpected medical costs that you hadn't anticipated. If they exhibit financial irresponsibility, their choices could jeopardize your hard-earned stability. Ultimately, if you've dedicated yourself to building financial security in your later years, it is essential to approach the idea of sharing it with someone else with utmost caution and deliberation. Many individuals overlook the true financial weight that relationships can carry. It extends beyond merely sharing rent or groceries. It encompasses lifestyle adjustments, unforeseen financial strains, and potential legal ramifications. Consider this: when you are single, you wield complete authority over your expenditures. However, in a partnership, you may discover that your spending habits shift, dining out becomes more frequent, date nights multiply, and social gatherings and travel can quickly accumulate. Supporting a partner through their financial obligations, whether it's rent, medical expenses, or debts, can also contribute to the overall cost. Moreover, cohabitation introduces a new dynamic that often leads to increased expenses. Legal complications arise when one enters into marriage or cohabitation, potentially affecting assets, estates, and even alimony obligations. This concern leads many financially independent older adults to opt for singlehood, as they seek to safeguard the financial security they have diligently built over a lifetime. One of the primary reasons couples part ways at any age is financial discord, but as we age, these conflicts can become increasingly detrimental. Consider the scenario where one partner is a saver while the other is a spender, or where one has worked tirelessly to remain debt-free, only to find themselves entangled with a partner who carries credit card debt or unpaid loans. What if your partner anticipates your financial support, even when you feel reluctant? Such financial tensions can breed stress, resentment, and potentially legal disputes. At this juncture in life, is it truly worth engaging in conflicts over money? Remaining single offers a sense of financial tranquility: no disputes, no unexpected turns, no unwarranted financial hazards. For numerous older adults, their most precious financial asset isn't their monthly earnings but rather their savings, investments, or property. This is where the complexities begin if you choose to enter in a relationship. Your financial security may become susceptible in unforeseen ways. Marriage or cohabitation can significantly influence inheritance plans and the distribution of your estate. Your assets might become legally intertwined with those of your partner, even if that was never your intention. A divorce or breakup later in life can lead to substantial financial repercussions, particularly if assets have been legally combined. I've encountered numerous accounts of older adults who, having entered a relationship and placed their financial trust in their partner, subsequently faced considerable losses. A portion of her retirement savings would be at stake in this unfolding narrative. This is why financial experts frequently advise maintaining separate assets and exercising caution before entering into financial commitments within a relationship. Allow me to recount the tale of Janet, a 68-year-old retiree who had enjoyed financial independence throughout her life. She owned her home outright, boasted a comfortable retirement fund, and carried no debt. A few years back, she met someone special and fell in love. They decided to cohabit, began sharing expenses, and ultimately merged some of their finances. However, what Janet remained unaware of was her partner carried a heavy burden of medical debt, and as time passed, she found herself shouldering an increasing share of their expenses. When the relationship came to an end, she discovered that she had saved less than half of what she had originally set aside for her retirement. Janet's experience is not unique, underscoring the importance of financial independence. The key takeaway is that being single after 60 offers not only financial freedom but also personal liberation. You gain control over your finances, your decisions, and your future, freeing yourself from worry. The financial burdens of another can weigh heavily on your own journey, yet you have the power to carve out a life that aligns with your own values, free from the strain of monetary disputes. Relationships, while not inherently negative, require careful consideration, especially when you've diligently built a foundation of financial stability. It's essential to prioritize your well-being. Thus, before diving into a new partnership, reflect on whether it truly serves your financial goals. Society often portrays love as the pinnacle of joy, suggesting that a partner will bring fulfillment, security, and emotional wholeness. But what if I propose that there's more to consider? For some individuals over 60, being in a relationship may introduce more stress, anxiety, and emotional fatigue than tranquility at this stage of life. Prioritizing emotional well-being is crucial, and for many older adults, remaining single may be the most effective path to achieving that. Let's face it, relationships are not always straightforward. They demand compromise, patience, and effort. While these can yield rewards, they can also be draining, particularly in later years. Consider this: do you truly wish to spend your 60s, 70s, or 80s embroiled in disputes over trivial matters? Do you want to navigate the complexities that come with it? Disagreements, emotional baggage, and the stress of adapting to another's habits can weigh heavily on the heart. After decades of cultivating your own lifestyle and routines, the prospect of adjusting to someone else's can feel daunting. The echoes of past relationships, divorces, heartbreaks, and losses, often linger, fostering trust issues that complicate new connections. The constant pressure to compromise in a relationship raises a poignant question: at this stage of life, is it worth relinquishing the very things that bring you joy? It's no wonder many older adults opt for the solace of singlehood. They may not believe in love, but rather seek to safeguard their peace. One of the most significant risks of entering a relationship later in life is the potential to slip into an unhealthy or toxic dynamic. By this stage, many individuals bear deep emotional scars from past betrayals, divorces, or long histories of challenging relationships. If one is not vigilant, they might find themselves in a partnership that depletes their emotional energy instead of enhancing it. For instance, have you ever encountered someone who is excessively controlling or possessive? They attempt to dictate how you allocate your time and finances, employing guilt or manipulation to achieve their ends. Manipulation can manifest as pressure, urging you to make sacrifices for others. Unresolved baggage from past relationships often seeps into the present, with lingering anger affecting your connection. Some may expect you to fulfill their emotional needs, leaving you drained. At this stage of life, you deserve peace and the freedom to pursue happiness without the weight of unnecessary emotional turmoil. For many older adults, remaining single becomes a path to safeguarding their emotional well-being, allowing for a focused and fulfilling existence. Consider what genuinely brings you joy, free from the weight of others' expectations. Embrace the activities that foster your tranquility, be it through the pages of a book, the adventures of travel, or the simple pleasure of your own company. You have the opportunity to prioritize your mental well-being, sidestepping the emotional turbulence that often accompanies relationships. Instead, you can dedicate yourself to personal growth, exploring new interests, nurturing meaningful friendships, and crafting a life that aligns with your own desires. Many older adults who choose to remain single express a sense of emotional equilibrium and a profound inner peace. Less anxious than they ever did in relationships. Now, let us delve into one of the most prevalent fears surrounding the concept of remaining single: loneliness. Society has ingrained in us the notion that being single equates to being lonely, yet this is a misconception. There exists a distinction between solitude and loneliness. Being alone is a conscious choice. It signifies the appreciation of one's own company, the celebration of independence, and the discovery of joy in solitude. Conversely, loneliness is a state of mind, a sensation of emptiness that can persist even within the confines of a relationship. Consider this: have you ever experienced loneliness while being in a relationship? Many older adults find themselves in relationships that can be profoundly isolating. Some of the loneliest individuals are those trapped in unhappy unions, feeling unheard, neglected, and emotionally adrift. Yet, in the realm of singleness lies the remarkable opportunity to forge meaningful connections on one's own terms. One can cultivate deep friendships, join vibrant social groups, and immerse oneself in activities that bring genuine fulfillment. Consider the story of Linda, a 72-year-old woman who spent decades in a marriage that left her feeling drained. When her marriage came to an end, she was gripped by the fear of solitude, convinced that happiness was a distant memory. However, as time unfolded, something transformative began to happen. She transformed her life by turning her attention inward, rekindling forgotten passions, forging new friendships, and embarking on solo adventures for the very first time. And do you know what she declares now? She has never experienced such profound peace. Gone are the days of fretting over emotional turmoil, the weight of meeting others' expectations has lifted. She is liberated, finally able to embrace life on her own terms. At this juncture, prioritizing your emotional well-being is essential. You are worthy of tranquility, devoid of unnecessary stress or conflict, and you deserve happiness, unshackled from toxic relationships. Emotional baggage can weigh heavily, but you deserve the freedom to navigate life on your own terms, without compromise. Being single isn't a sign of lack, rather, it's a powerful declaration of self-choice. Imagine this: in numerous instances, remaining single can foster improved health and a deeper sense of independence. The reality is that relationships, particularly in later stages of life, may hinder your capacity to prioritize your well-being. They can bring about stress, unhealthy habits, and even limit your ability to make optimal health decisions for yourself. Let us delve into the notion that remaining single can indeed be a more beneficial choice. In the realm of solitude, one wields complete authority over personal health decisions. You dictate your dietary preferences, determine your exercise routines, and shape your lifestyle choices. However, within the confines of a relationship, particularly as one matures, the necessity for compromise often arises, and these concessions can, at times, detrimentally impact your well-being. Consider, for instance, a scenario where your partner's unhealthy eating habits inadvertently sway your own choices, leading you to indulge in excess. Dining out more frequently or foregoing workouts due to your partner's lifestyle can significantly impact your own motivation to maintain fitness. These seemingly minor lifestyle adjustments accumulate over time, potentially determining whether you remain strong and healthy or gradually decline. In the absence of a partner, you can wholly focus on your health without the need to conform to another's habits. While it is commendable to support a loved one, it can also be undeniably overwhelming and exhausting. Many older adults who embark on relationships later in life may not fully grasp the potential consequences for their own well-being. They might find themselves stepping into the role of full-time caretakers, a position that often demands significant sacrifices to their physical and mental health. The weight of caring for a partner with serious medical needs can lead to heightened stress and emotional fatigue. The relentless cycle of worry and responsibility can take a considerable toll, while the physical demands of lifting and assisting can result in injuries. In the midst of this, personal self-care often falls by the wayside, with essential activities like doctor's appointments, exercise, and personal needs being neglected. This reality is why many older adults face such challenges. Choosing to remain single is not a reflection of a lack of compassion, but rather an acknowledgement that personal well-being must take precedence. We are all aware that stress can be a silent adversary, with scientific research revealing its role in fostering heart disease, high blood pressure, and compromised immunity. One of the most significant contributors to stress, regardless of age, is the turmoil found in relationship conflicts. Reflect for a moment. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship that left you feeling more anxious than joyful, more drained than invigorated? Now, envision carrying that burden of stress into your later years, into your 60s, 70s, or even 80s. Would it truly be worth it? Research indicates that older adults who embrace low-stress lifestyles often enjoy longer, healthier lives. For many, this translates to remaining single and prioritizing tranquility over companionship. One of the most profound advantages of being single later in life is the preservation of independence. There's no need to answer to anyone, no obligation to modify your routine to accommodate another's needs, and no reliance on someone else for your happiness. In solitude, you have the freedom to craft your own daily agenda, waking when you choose, savoring what you desire, and engaging in activities that bring you joy. What brings you joy? The ability to travel without constraints, to explore destinations on your own terms, and to live where your heart desires. You can choose to stay in your own space, relocate, or downsize without the weight of another's preferences. Health decisions become personal, allowing you to select treatments, doctors, and wellness routines that cater solely to your needs. Independence is not synonymous with isolation, rather, it embodies freedom. Many older adults discover that remaining single paves the way for a more fulfilling existence. Allow me to introduce you to Robert, a 67-year-old who, after years in a relationship post-divorce, began to realize that his partner's unhealthy habits were casting a shadow over his own lifestyle. They dined out more frequently, indulged in excess drinks, and neglected exercise. Whenever he attempted to embrace healthier choices, his partner pushed back, declaring, "We're too old to worry about that now." Robert faced a pivotal decision: remain in a relationship that diminished his well-being or prioritize his own health. He chose to embrace singlehood, emerging stronger, healthier, and more independent than ever before. The truth is clear: your health and independence are your most precious assets. No relationship is worth sacrificing them. At this stage of life, you should be embracing a life filled with vitality and resilience. One must prioritize fitness, nutrition, and self-care. It is essential to reduce stress and emotional burdens, steering clear of unnecessary conflicts in relationships while cherishing independence. Making choices that serve your best interests is crucial. Remaining single does not equate to relinquishing the possibility of love, but rather signifies a commitment to self-love. As we journey through the years, thoughts of the future, our health, autonomy, and how we wish to navigate our later lives, often surface. One of the more challenging truths of aging is the likelihood that either we or our partner may eventually require additional care. Yet, there exists a topic seldom discussed when it comes to relationships. As life unfolds, you may find yourself unexpectedly stepping into the role of your partner's full-time caregiver. This transition can be emotionally, physically, and financially taxing, an experience that many older adults are not equipped to handle. Today, we will explore how remaining single can help you sidestep the burdens of caregiving, allowing you to prioritize your own well-being. Initially, most relationships blossom with joy, companionship, and shared moments, yet as the years pass, circumstances can shift. The aging process introduces a host of health challenges, including heart disease, mobility issues, dementia, and more, often leading one partner to take on the weight of care for the other. Becoming the primary caregiver for someone you love is not merely a duty, it is an act of profound devotion. Yet, it is also one of the most challenging and stressful roles one can assume. The physical demands are significant: lifting, assisting with daily activities, managing medications, and driving to medical appointments can weigh heavily on the body. Emotionally, it is a taxing journey, as witnessing a loved one's health decline is a heart-wrenching experience. The burden of constant responsibility can feel suffocating, stripping away personal freedom and reshaping daily routines around the needs of another. Frequently prioritizing the needs of others, many older adults find themselves in relationships with the hope of companionship, only to discover that they may soon assume the role of a caregiver rather than a true partner. This realization leads some individuals to opt for singlehood, not due to a deficiency in love or empathy, but rather to evade the unforeseen weight of constant caregiving. The act of caregiving can be one of the most demanding and draining responsibilities one can undertake, particularly in the later stages of life. Research indicates that older caregivers often face significant stress and exhaustion. Caregivers face a heightened vulnerability to depression, anxiety, and various physical health complications stemming from chronic stress. Indeed, many find themselves grappling with burnout, perpetually feeling drained, overwhelmed, and emotionally depleted. This relentless strain can lead to a cascade of health issues, including sleep disturbances, elevated blood pressure, and compromised immune function. Furthermore, caregivers often retreat from social engagements, hobbies, and friendships, leading to a profound sense of isolation. Financial burdens compound the challenge, as many deplete their savings or leave their jobs to provide care for their partners. While some may believe they can manage the demands, the reality is often far more complex. Caregiving can consume your existence, and at this juncture, shouldn't the emphasis be on your own well-being rather than subjecting yourself to such strain? If you find yourself single, you wield complete authority over how you navigate aging and healthcare. However, in a partnership, your options may become constrained. Picture this: you embark on a relationship in your 60s, anticipating companionship and adventures, yet within a short span, your partner faces significant health challenges. In an instant, your plans for travel dissolve into a schedule filled with doctor's appointments, and tranquil evenings transform into a role of assistance. Mobility and personal care, what began as a tender connection has transformed into a demanding responsibility. The most challenging aspect is the sense of obligation that may compel you to remain, even at the expense of your own well-being. This is precisely why many older adults opt for singlehood, avoiding circumstances that might require them to compromise their health and happiness. It's essential to clarify that choosing to stay single does not equate to disregarding the realities of aging, rather, it signifies a commitment to prioritizing your own well-being. Instead of entering a relationship that could lead to a caregiving role, you can create a personal health plan that emphasizes self-care. Your physical and mental well-being is paramount. Consider investing in professional care whenever necessary. You have the option of assisted living or in-home care, allowing you to thrive without depending on a partner. Cultivate a robust social support system, surround yourself with friends, community groups, and loved ones who uplift you. Embrace independence and the power to live life on your own terms, free from the burdens of another's health challenges. By choosing to remain single, you are safeguarding your future, ensuring that your later years are filled with freedom, health, and happiness, rather than stress and exhaustion. Allow me to recount the tale of Carol, a 68-year-old woman who discovered love in the later chapters of her life. In the beginning, her journey with Jim was filled with joy and companionship, a beautiful tapestry woven from shared moments. However, as Jim's health began to wane, Carol found herself thrust into an unforeseen role. She became the caretaker, managing his medications, assisting him with mobility, and sacrificing her own time to ensure his comfort. Though her love for Jim was profound, the weight of responsibility grew heavier, leaving her exhausted and devoid of time for her own well-being. Ultimately, she faced the heart-wrenching decision to step back from the relationship, prioritizing her own health. Today, she stands vibrant and active, embracing life anew. In embracing her own path, Carol came to understand that while love holds significance, so too does the practice of self-care. At this juncture in her life, remaining single emerged as the most prudent decision. Her happiness and well-being took precedence. She recognized that she was not obligated to serve as another's full-time caregiver. She deserved a life unburdened by undue stress and fatigue. Prioritizing her own health, freedom, and future became her right. Caregiving, though a profound expression of love, is undeniably one of the most challenging roles one can undertake. Embracing a significant responsibility, one that often goes unnoticed until it becomes overwhelming. By choosing to remain single, you are consciously prioritizing your own well-being, independence, and tranquility over societal expectations. This decision stands as one of the most empowering you can make. Many individuals dedicate their lives to fulfilling obligations, raising children, navigating demanding careers, and supporting families. However, after reaching the age of 60, a shift occurs. This is your moment, a chance to reconnect with your true self and explore what genuinely brings you joy. Yet, countless older adults entering relationships can often lead to unintentional limitations on one's ability to pursue personal passions. Individuals may find themselves compromising, adjusting, or even relinquishing dreams they had set aside for years. Remaining single offers the advantage of not having to sacrifice interests, goals, or personal growth for another person. It grants the complete freedom to explore whatever ignites excitement. Let's delve into how embracing singlehood can empower you to fully engage with your passions and live life according to your own terms. One of the most significant challenges of being in a relationship, especially later in life, the perpetual necessity for compromise becomes evident. Imagine a scenario where your heart yearns for travel, yet your partner finds solace in the comforts of home. Or consider the desire to embrace painting, only to be met with the belief that it is a frivolous pursuit. Perhaps you dream of dedicating your time to a noble cause, but your partner shows little interest in such endeavors. In relationships, the choices regarding how to allocate your time often require mutual agreement. In contrast, the single life offers the liberating opportunity to pursue your passions freely, without seeking permission, feeling guilt, or making compromises. At this juncture in your life, it is essential to prioritize yourself. You have every right to chase after what brings you joy, free from the need for someone else's validation. Embracing singlehood presents a remarkable chance to concentrate on your personal development. Reflect on the moments when you postponed acquiring new skills simply because you were preoccupied with the needs of others. Now, at last, you possess the time to nurture your own growth. Being single allows you to immerse yourself in learning a new language, explore the world with newfound confidence, or engage your intellect by diving into a creative pursuit such as painting, music, or writing. In the realm of photography, the horizons are limitless. Returning to academia, numerous universities provide complimentary or affordable courses tailored for mature learners. Delving into spirituality or engaging in mindfulness practices such as meditation, yoga, or personal introspection can yield profound satisfaction. Embarking on a new venture or side project allows one to transform a cherished passion into something significant. The allure of singlehood lies in the freedom to choose what ignites your enthusiasm and what merits your attention. One of the most delightful aspects of later life is the opportunity to travel without constraints, yet many older adults discover that being in the complexities of a relationship can often cast a shadow over the joys of travel. Perhaps your partner lacks the enthusiasm for adventure, or health concerns tether them to familiar surroundings. Different interests in destinations can further complicate matters, transforming your dreams of exploration into a reality of staying home or visiting uninspiring locales. In the freedom of singlehood, however, the world is your oyster. You can embark on journeys dictated solely by your desires, visiting long-cherished destinations and savoring the experience for as long as your heart desires, unburdened by the need to curtail your adventures. Join travel groups designed for solo adventurers and connect with like-minded individuals. Experience diverse cultures without the need to conform to someone else's preferences. Embracing singlehood grants you the freedom to explore the world precisely as you've always envisioned. Many older adults, upon reaching their 60s, find themselves with a profound urge to create or contribute to something significant. Perhaps you've always aspired to write a book, or maybe you've dreamed of learning to paint or play an instrument. You might feel a calling to volunteer and make a difference in your community. In a relationship, you may find that emphasizing collective experiences can often take precedence over individual pursuits. Yet, in the realm of singlehood, one wields complete authority over the allocation of their time. Each morning presents an opportunity to ponder, what stirs my passion today? Numerous single older adults discover profound satisfaction in the art of writing, be it books, memoirs, or blogs, alongside painting, crafting, and other forms of artistic expression. They engage in volunteering for meaningful causes, mentoring the youth, or creating music, poetry, and photography that encapsulates their narratives. Remaining single affords the luxury of time and space to wholeheartedly nurture one's creative spirit. Passions and a sense of purpose intertwine in the tale of James, a retired school teacher who dedicated decades to his career and family. Following his divorce in his early 60s, he contemplated re-entering the dating scene but came to a profound realization: his life had been a tapestry woven for others. Yearning to reclaim a piece of himself, he chose the path of solitude and rekindled his long-lost love for music. Dusting off his guitar, an instrument he had set aside since his 20s, James began to write songs, perform at local gatherings, and even record his own music. In this creative resurgence, he discovered a vitality that had long eluded him. For years now, James reflects on his choice to remain single, proclaiming it as the best decision he ever made. This path has afforded him the freedom to genuinely pursue his passions. At this juncture in life, prioritizing oneself is essential. Being single does not equate to loneliness, rather, it opens up a realm of possibilities to delve into what brings joy. It allows for unrestrained travel, unencumbered learning, and boundless creativity. Most significantly, it embodies the choice of passion over obligation, freedom over constraint, and self-discovery over compromise. So, ponder this: what have you always yearned to accomplish? What dreams have you held close to your heart? Put on hold because now is the perfect time to make it happen. We've covered a lot today: 5 powerful reasons why staying single after 60 can be the healthier, happier, and wiser choice. From financial freedom to emotional well-being, from maintaining your health and independence to avoiding caregiving strain, and finally, the incredible ability to pursue your personal passions, each of these reasons highlights something important: freedom. The freedom to live on your own terms, the freedom to prioritize yourself without guilt or compromise, the freedom to embrace this stage of life. Life presents itself as an opportunity rather than a limitation, ultimately boiling down to the power of choice, choosing what is best for oneself. If you find yourself in a happy and fulfilling relationship, that is indeed wonderful. Relationships can be a source of love and joy. However, if you have been contemplating whether remaining single is the more suitable path for you, rest assured you are not alone. Many individuals over 60 are opting to embrace their independence, prioritizing their health and happiness, and living life to the fullest without constraints. Should you choose that path, know that it is a valid and empowering decision. Being single doesn't equate to loneliness, rather, it signifies a newfound freedom to travel, to create, to explore, and to forge connections that resonate with your true self. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on the notion of remaining single after 60. Do you perceive the advantages, or do you believe that relationships are the superior option? Let's ignite a conversation in the comments below. Share your experiences, insights, and perspectives. I read each one and am genuinely interested in your viewpoint. And if you found this video beneficial, please remember to hit the like button. Plays a crucial role in helping others discover content like this. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel and activating notifications, ensuring you never miss a video dedicated to living your best life after 60. Remember, this stage of life is centered around you, your happiness, your freedom, and your future. Regardless of the path you choose, you deserve a life filled with joy and fulfillment. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.